All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Harmless Dave right here, right now, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you, just like me. Don Felder, he's got a new album out. It's called American Rock and Roll. I briefly mentioned it a few weeks ago, more or less talking about the title track and how I thought the song was kind of lame, kind of pedestrian, and I wanted to like it. I don't like the production on it. I don't like all of the overdubbed vocals and stuff. I sense there could be some auto tune on the record. Look, there's a ton of stuff that you'd want to listen to out there right now, and I'm not sure Don Felder's album qualifies. And it's too bad because it's loaded up with great musicians. Sammy Hagar, Chad Smith is on it. Slash is all over it. Mick Fleetwood plays on it for all of you Fleetwood Mac nuts out there who just can't get enough of Mick. Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead is on there. I'm just going through the list of people that I can remember. There are more. There are more special guests. Sammy Hagar does a vocal on it. But really, the theme throughout. Oh, Alex Lifeson does some really nice guitar work on a tune called Charmed on it. But the song itself, I don't know. Look, I understand that this is better music than a lot of music that you can go listen to, but somebody like myself who pays attention to the Swedish music scene and some of the British bluesy rock that's out there that's being made, who just did a review on a band called 99 Crimes. I think that band is really good. They're from Texas, Austin, Texas, and they're original and they've got really good melodic tendencies. Don Felder, to me, on this record, seems like he's trying too hard. And thus, I think it just loses something. There's not that creative spark that created all of this great music from the past when he was with the Eagles. Now, I really think Don Felder needs to be in the Eagles because he's a great player in the sense that he's part of a team, and he's always been stronger as a part of a team. If you look at his solo albums like Airborne, very disjointed, very uneven, some good moments, but as far as melodic content, really not, the kind of stuff that you'd want to listen to all the time. I mean, his best moment is the heavy metal track, as far as I'm concerned. There are other Felder moments, like on his last album. I think it's called, Return to Forever. And there's some pretty good moments on that. I think more melodic tendencies and more complete, sort of fleshed out themes. But overall, I mean, compared to some of the new music coming out of various places and artists you've never heard of before who are performing blues rock and other stuff, I mean, I listened to a whole bunch of different things, and the Felder album makes me really miss Don Felder and his collaboration with the Eagles, obviously, but that's likely never to happen again. But in my mind, it just stresses this band concept, how bands function so well together, and then individual members sometimes just don't have that same creative energy on their own. I know Felder created, he said 6 to 8 songs when he was with the Eagles as far as music beds, not lyrics, because Fry and Henley didn't want lyrics. They just wanted music to sing over and to write lyrics to. Felder was on this interview recently with Steve Jones. Jonesy's Jukebox is a guy who just talks so slowly. I mean, I don't know. It's that big radio station out west. I think it's KLOS or something like that. I listen to him and it's just painful. But Felder did an interview with him, and they didn't ask Felder. He didn't ask Felder any questions about the Eagles. if he'd want to get back with the Eagles and so forth. I mean, in my mind, Don Felder needs his old band back. And I think his band would get a shot in the arm with Felder back on stage. Look, Felder's not going to steal the spotlight from Henley or Deacon Fry or even Vince Gill if they kept Vince Gill around, which they could. You don't have to pay Felder much. I bet you he'd go up there for, peanuts compared to the old days. And I think really based on what I've heard from Felder and his solo career, it might be a good option for him. I mean, Joe Walsh, his last studio album was probably better than anything Felder has recorded as a solo artist, but even Joe, I think his creative output was dropping, even though he had Jeff Lynne literally holding him up. I mean, doing great production on music and song ideas that were, at best. So my take on this, Don Felder, the Eagles, would be a great reunion idea. Would work for both artists, and I think based on what Felder's doing with his life these days, I think it would be helpful for Don Felder, but that's just my take. It looks as though Felder's having a great time with life. He looked a little fidgety in the interview with Steve Jones, and I don't know, I think he just kept looking over at somebody. I'm not sure what his deal was, but it was almost like he had too much coffee. All right, just throwing that in there. I don't know why, but it was just weird to watch him constantly like doing this and looking over. It was kind of distracting, and it was a little bit, concerning. All right, done with this video. Be back with more soon. See you later.